I'm sure it's the same everywhere else. So we'll quickly begin. IITMAA launched our WeCare program a couple of years ago with an aim and intention to holistically help our members and their families with well-being. So we've tried out different well-being programs, which some of which has been very highly appreciated. Some of them did not do so well. But nevertheless, we still strive to do these programs because we personally feel that among the chaos that all of us live in, programs like these really truly help us deep within. May not help us today, tomorrow, but sometime it will definitely, it's always in our minds and behind our heads. And I think we can always bring out these practices whenever we think we need them. So this program, again, is just not for you. It's also for your families, your children, your spouses. So if you want them to join this program along with you, I request you to also ask them to join the link. I'm going to quickly introduce Subha, who is the anchor for our program today. Subha is from the batch of 1985, IIT Madras. He is an experienced mindfulness practitioner and a corporate leader who left his executive leadership role after 3 decades of corporate life to focus on preparing leaders and organizations for this fast-changing world. He has a deep personal practice of yoga and meditation spanning 20 years. His 15 years of annual practice of silence and solitude has been the source of many of the programs that he runs today. He has worked extensively as a corporate leader in Asia and Middle East and brings into the program his personal experiences of integrating mindfulness practice into high-pressured corporate life. In addition to being the co-founder of Being Sattva, he is also the founder of Being, a mindfulness-based program that empowers people to live their best lives. Thank you, Subha, for helping us do this program today. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Delighted to be here, Nishani, and always so wonderful to reconnect with IIT Madras, my home for many years, where I grew up and also where I went to school. So it's so special. Thank you very much for bringing me here, Nishani, and lovely to be with all of you. Some of you, like Dr. Subramaniam, are in other groups and other parts of where it's Mukundan and a few others. You know me from the other life that I have been living for the last decade or so. So thank you for joining here once again today. My intention for today, being the new year, a lot of us, I jokingly say, wish each other a happy new year. But we continue to live the same old year. So, yeah, I'm just saying it jokingly, but you all know what I mean. Within about a week or a few days or a few weeks, it just goes back to the same old, same old. And we wonder where all our intentions went, where all our resolutions went, where all the things that we committed to went. So I wanted to have this session. I started doing these a few years ago, but it just gotten even my own awareness about how to do these has grown over the years. So today I wish to share this program, which I've been running for other groups. I've actually been running it as 3 parts, but I'm trying to pack it all in into just one session today. So Nishani told me it'll be good for us to have some slides to anchor. So I've prepared these slides for all of you. For those of you who can, please, I would encourage you to turn on your cameras. But if you can't, I totally understand that. Okay, let me just start. Yes, let me see if the tech works. Share. Wow, I think it's working, right? Brilliant. It's this beautiful sunrise here on top of a volcano here in Bali. but it's a sunrise to a new year. And the question, I just want you, most of these, it's going to be an experiential session. So if you have that pen and paper, great. If you don't have a pen and paper, use this, which is the notes page of your phone, right? So just open the notes and start typing in there. I just want you to, or you can just post it on the chat here too, which is answer for yourself this question of what does intention and intentional mean to you? What do you mean by intention and intentional? It's important for you to understand this as we will go through today. So just reflect on this question. When we say intentions for the new year or walking into the new year intentionally, what does that mean? If you wish to, you can post on the chat here, or you can write it for yourself. If one or two of you can post on the chat, that will be very helpful. Don't be shy. It's okay. There is no right or wrong answers. Aptitude, very good. To commit to do, brilliant, fantastic, fantastic. To commit to do, aptitude. To be impacting, fantastic. Thank you, Sridevi. Thank you, Dr. Kumar. Very good. Anyone else? Fantastic thoughts in here. So I want to use today the science of happiness to do something different. Very good. Very good. Brilliant. More coming in. A plan or a purpose. Thank you, Dr. Subramaniam. Thank you. So the whole idea, and think of it as a construct this way, right? We act, and our actions are based on our thoughts. But what are our thoughts based on? They are based on intentions. This is done without too much awareness, but at least at the beginning of the year, if you could set the foundations right, then the thoughts and the actions can follow over the year. That's the idea of what we're about to embark on. And the question which we are going to ask today is, how do we construct these intentions? What lies beneath these intentions? And whether that which lies beneath, if we can get the foundation right, then we get the intention right, then we get our thoughts right and our actions right. It will be a happy and something new, like what you said. One of you said, I think CB Rao said that today. Right? So that is the intention of where we are going to get into in today's session. And I will now start with the science of happiness. Okay, there are two pieces of science that we will use. Today, I will not be using any spirituality. For that, it's a different session of mine. So today I'm going to stick with this. The happiness chemistry. Okay, the three happiness hormones, serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin, is what we want to make sure are invoked repeatedly while we stay the path of our intentions. We think based on our intentions and we act based on our intentions. If we do that repeatedly, we will have a higher level of serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin, which will also moderate the adrenal glands as they go along. And as together with all of this, will elevate our happiness during the course of the year. So you will be happier in 2025 than you were in 2024. So how do we do this? We have to close 2024 with the right thought. Now, what do I mean by that? Mostly, we come into a new year wanting to make sure we don't commit the same mistakes we committed in 2024. So for that, we always remember that which did not go right and that which was painful. Instead, we forget what went right. So we're going to start with 3 dimensions, which will raise our serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine towards the year that was. So with your pen and paper or on your notes page, take a moment to express gratitude to a few people who supported you in 2024. At least write their names. I am thankful to fill in the blanks for fill in the blanks. For example, I would say, I am thankful to my wife, Renuka, for having supported me through the year on our journey in Bali. Of everything that we have created here in every single retreat, I am thankful for her active support. I just write this down. You don't have to say this to anyone, right? So it is personal to you, but keep listing all those people who supported you. It is important for you to know who they are and how they supported you. I want you to be able to walk out of 2024 with that confidence that there are people who have supported you. Mukundan, just add on to what we did here in Bali. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, take another minute or two. Just write the names. You don't have to, you could write it as thought blurbs or whatever. It doesn't have to be full sentences, but just the name and what for. This is important because we don't want to walk into intention setting based on all fears and anxieties. We want to walk into intention setting in the new year with confidence and with strength. This is science. I'm not speaking on the basis of some woo-woo stuff. Fantastic, CB Rao. Gratitude to God for whatever He's given me. Yes, you can raise this to the level of spirituality too. Very good. Brilliant. Thank you. So feel free to raise it from humans to nature to spiritual, whatever it may be, right? Just express your gratitude in this moment to people who supported you. And then we move forward to the next, I would say, special thing, which normally people do not think about. What were 1, 2, or 3 amazing moments from your 2024, where life threw at you a positive surprise? There was one of the sessions I was running, someone said, it was that old boss of mine calling me and saying, I want you to come in here and work for me. And she is in Seattle. So she said, I was wondering what I should be doing. And when this person called me, it was just such an amazing moment for me. And I will remember this moment being with all of you from IIT as an amazing moment of 2025 for me. So it did not happen by my design, but Nishani just called me and said, why don't we do this session? And here I am with all of you. So it was not done deliberately through my action. It just so happened, and here I am, just like I'm sitting in front of this wave here and being amazed by this wave, right? So it's just in being in awe of life of how it can surprise us beyond what our imagination can think about. It is to say that such things do happen and to acknowledge it and saying, yes, it happened to me in 2024. So being open to the possibility through that to it happening in 2025 too, but not saying that, yes, beyond my imagination, some things can happen and good things do happen to me. Embracing amazing events of 2024. Just write the events down. So as you can see, the first step, serotonin up. Second step, dopamine up. And then we move forward from here into the one of the most ignored things, but something which is very important. All of us bring into this world goodness, of which we are not conscious of. There is something special about us. It could be our training, our attitude, our aptitude, as someone wrote on this chat. It could be an aptitude, it could be an attitude, it could be a way in which we are present. Whatever it may be, there is a goodness in each of us. It is to acknowledge it and be aware of it. Rather, to be aware of it and acknowledge it, and at a third level, to embrace it. So first, let us acknowledge what goodness we brought into the world. It could just be with respect to yourself or your family, or in your work, through your work. What goodness did you bring? That which resides inside you. There is something extraordinary in you, which you repeatedly brought out in 2024. Because we all want to be humble, we normally do not think about this. We've been taught to be humble and not proud. So therefore, we ignore this and we focus on that which we need to improve. But it's important to know that what is special about us so that we can keep building on that. And this is what raises your oxytocin. That level of what is called as the love hormone, which you grow to embrace the goodness in yourself. You can look at yourself in the mirror and say, there is something good in me. Fantastic. Got selected for the first IITM CSCR awards in Feb. Brilliant. Fantastic. For an initiative done by some of the IIT alum. Very good. Dr. Subramanian, open-mindedness. Yes. Thank you very much for that. So these are very good. And Nisha, I would encourage you to think about this. When you got selected for this, what is it that was special about you that you brought into that? So that is the goodness in you. This is the outcome. But what is the goodness in you which helped contribute to that outcome? So sometimes you may not get the outcomes, but the goodness remains. You understand what I mean? I hope, right? So just reflect on that. The goodness in you. So for example, I'll give you a specific example of myself. And my example is that I construct learning journeys for myself and for the world. And I am extraordinary at that. And you'll see how I'm going to connect the dots in the next half of the session. Patience and perseverance. Yes, I am emotionally very aware and present for people when they come and have a conversation with me. And through that, I'm able to be present in the manner that they want me to be present for them. Thank you, Nisha. That is beautiful. Patience and perseverance, brilliant. That which is underlying, brilliant. Venkat, wonderful. Patience and tolerance. Yes. So whatever you see as your underlying, and not just your attitude, but there is also an aptitude, or there is a training. There is some experience that you bring. Keep that also in mind. Okay. So gratitude, amazement, goodness. Just summarize this for yourself. Take 1 minute to do this before we move forward into 2025. I actually would have preferred not to use any slides, but just easier for all of you to see a prompt, I guess. So here, as we move into 2025, I wish to, all of you can go back and listen to this talk by Emily Smith, one of the most popular talks on TED Talks. And she speaks here about how by chasing happiness, we become unhappy. How by chasing happiness, we become unhappy. So by chasing a happy new year, we could become unhappy. So the idea here is that what is underlying that happiness, which repeatedly will predictably bring more happiness to you. And she says, someone wrote this at the beginning, meaning and purpose. Meaning and purpose. So something, if I can do meaningful, something which can be impactful, something that contributes to a better me, at least, or to a better world, that brings happiness to me. Remember, I'm carefully choosing my words. That which is meaningful to you, it doesn't need to be meaningful to the world. That which is impactful to the world, but at the very least, the least common denominator being, it grows a better me. That will contribute to a happier 2025. And it's important for us to understand this because what is in our control is our actions. So the intentionally acting in a manner that we believe will impact the world and is meaningful to us and will grow a better me. That's it. 3 dimensions. Intentionally acting in a manner which we believe will impact the world positively, is meaningful to us, and will grow a better me. Keep this construct in your mind, not just for today, but going forward. Impactfulness, meaningfulness, and betterness, if there is such a word. These are the 3 dimensions through which we become happier. If I felt today I'm a better person than yesterday, if you left 2025 as a better person than you entered it, you will feel happier about yourself. If you did something meaningful for your family, that is meaningful to you or to the world, you will feel happier. If you could see, just like Nisha wrote, CSR, if I saw that I could create an impact, I will feel happier than I entered 2025. So this is an important construct for happiness. Please keep this in mind. It is not the outcomes, but it is your action. It is not the outcomes, but it is the action. So how do you construct something which is happy and new, which is impactful, meaningful, and contributes to better? So keep in mind, there are 3 dimensions to your life. You touch the community, you touch your family. If you're not yet have a family, you live single, you still have friends, and also your own self. So you can pick 1, 2, or 3 dimensions of this. And right now, write down, if I were to grow a better me, what would that look like in 2025? It could be with respect to your physical health. It could be with respect to your emotional or mental health, or it could be something related to even spirituality. But what is a better me? It's in spirituality. I don't want to mix this up with religion. It can simply be a better human. That's it. So if I were to grow a better me, what dimension would it be? Just write that down. Start with yourself, because that is more within your control. Living with mom and dad. Brilliant. Kaustubh, we'll talk about that next. If I were to be heartfully present for my family, when I say heartfully, wholeheartedly present for my family, what would that feel like? In my earlier session today, someone said, I just want to sit down with my family and listen to them without being distracted and being multitasking. That's it. That was her intentionality. Very simple, right? Right, Jaita? So simple. I just want to drop my device and be present for them more often, for my two sons, for my mom, and for my husband. It was such a simple but such a powerful construct, right? And by doing that, I feel this is something I can do, but it will bring repeatedly more happiness into me and to them. It is meaningful to me too. So, just a thought. It can be something as simple as that, or it can be something higher than that, right? Which is someone is in your family is going through a tough time and you want to be present in a particular way for them. That is also your intention in a meaningful way. But remember, in all of this, you have to bring your goodness. You have to bring your patience. You have to bring that goodness into this, because that is what is extraordinary about you. That is what is special about you. That is what is natural to you. And the same holds good for your community. When I say community, it can, for those of you who are working, it can be clients, customers, it can be the world, whatever you're impacting, right? Whoever you serve through your work or through your voluntary work or through your commercial work, right? It doesn't matter. It's just the same, right? So it's that community. What I mean is the outer world. How are you bringing your extraordinariness, your goodness to the world? What would it feel like if you could do it repeatedly to bring that goodness to the world? It doesn't matter, am I able to do it or not? Planning some fun, relaxing get-togethers with friends. Brilliant, Jaita. That's it. Do it once a month, do it once in a quarter, just 3-4 times a year, and you'll feel happier. Being calm and composed and unreactive, ignore unwanted moments. Thank you, Kumar. More patient with my son. Brilliant, Jaita. This is so special, right? In this, I was mentioning to in the earlier session, it is also, you'll be able to listen more if you can be that. You will be able to be present, and you will also understand how they want you to be present for them, not how you want to change them. We have no control to change the world. We only have control to impact the world, be present for the world in a manner which is meaningful to us. So it's very important to write intentions with that thought. Otherwise, we are solving for outcomes which are not in our control. Building better relationship within family and friends. Thank you, Dr. Subramaniam. Brilliant. So 3 dimensions to life. You don't have to pick all 3. You can pick 1 or 2 and you will have a happier and a newer new year. Right? So that's it. Just think of it, simplify it, but make it very impactful, meaningful, and better. Just those 3 dimensions once again, but using the goodness that exists within you. So for me, when I wrote community, and I have been doing this since the new year, is for me to be present for at least one person every single day in a manner which is impactful to them by my listening and by being heartfully, wholeheartedly present for them. It so happened I've been doing this every day after I stated this intentionality. I feel so much more better about myself. And it has also helped me to grow just in this 10 days. Let me read out and see what is there. What else is there? Have a few mother-daughter moments. Brilliant, Jaita. See, I want to write more books to share. And in those mother-daughter moments, mostly as a parent, we want to fix the child. We want them to do, we want to do something for them so that we shape their mind. Not required. Right? So don't put that pressure on yourself because the outcome is not in your control. Brilliant, Sibirao. I want to write more books to share my knowledge, experience. So this is one of my actions that I had. I have to write a book. I have the idea of the book, the concept of the book. I just have to write it this year. So that is a very powerful intention to have. It's fully in your control to write the book, publish, others getting involved. Writing, completely in your control. So that's that. 3 dimensions of life. Keep working on it. Keep adding to it right now. Just take 1 or 2 more moments. We just pick up a few more, which has come. Also brilliant. Even more difficult though, Jaita. Right? So, but yeah, it's very important. Okay. Then I want to move forward. Happen to the tech. I want to keep good health. Brilliant. Dr. Subramaniam, good health and help everyone around me to be healthy. Fantastic. I love that talking less and listening more. Thank you, Kumar. Just that intention itself can be so powerful. It will grow a better me. It will grow your relationships. Even at the workplace, it will help you make better decisions and choices. Okay. Sorry, screen is freezing, slide is freezing. Let me try and see how I can fix that. Okay. So how do we bring this all together? I want you to just write. Someone wrote this word commitment at the beginning. I commit to act in service from the goodness of my mind and with a wholehearted spirit. Okay, so I want you to write, I commit to and fill in the blanks. With respect to yourself, what do you commit? With respect to your own self, what do you commit? If you want to grow a better me, what do you commit? I'm going to give you 1 or 2 minutes for each because it's important. This is the most important part. This is the money part of the session. I commit to fill in the blanks and complete it saying, using this goodness in me and with a wholehearted spirit. Second, I commit to action. And now, with respect to your family or friends, basically loved ones, how do you be present from the goodness that it exists within you and wholehearted in terms of spirit. When you say wholehearted, what I mean by that is your action is wholehearted, irrespective of what you receive back. I commit to see the best in all situations. Thank you, Jaita. I think that's so powerful, Jaita, because when we start to see goodness in the world, we'll start to see goodness in ourselves. And actually, the world will become a better place because we'll shine the light upon goodness. People will be more of that, and we will be more of that too. In the ancient Buddhist philosophy and the Yoga Sutras, this is used, a term used for this is mudita, appreciative joy or delight. Mudita. Give more time and energy to what, Dr. Subramaniam? Kumar, to introspect and learn from my mistakes to improve my character and attitude. Good. What goodness exists within you, your ability to sit and introspect. And finally, what do I commit to bring to the world, to my community, to people outside the circle of my loved ones? How do I bring the goodness that exists in me to the world? Like I mentioned to you, I said I will be present for the community every single day, whenever they need me, in a manner that they want me to be present, day or night, because these are people from all over the world who will call. I just need to be present. Wholeheartedly, I need to be present. And for that, I need to take care of myself. So that's what I will do with respect to a better me. Okay, Mukund, I commit to be a minimalist in all actions, using this goodness of mind with wholehearted spirit. Thank you. I wish to team up with a few others to initiate something new, even if it is their intent. Fantastic. Thank you. So you have here a commitment, and I want you to take one moment now to read, even if you have not posted it here. You can either read it to the group here or read it to yourself. So thinking about it, level 1, writing it, level 2, sharing it, level 3. I used to run marathons before, and the trick given to making yourself run marathons is that you don't just sign up for it, but you tell a few people that you've signed up for it. Then you will run it. If you don't tell anyone you signed up for it, is the easiest way to cop out, right? So that commitment, at least do it to yourself. And the science behind this also is that the more committed we are, the more likely we are to do it. And the more we can even read it to ourselves, that is the way our mind starts thinking and indexing the events of every day. And therefore, this is what becomes our life, our reality. So at first level of writing, that commitment that drives our thought. Second level of speaking the commitment, it becomes the way we act. And third level, it becomes the way we live. It becomes our reality. So just write this down and take 1 minute to read it to yourself right now. If you don't want it to read it to the group, you feel shy, it's okay. It's all right not to share it. And whatever you have here, please feel free to share with your family and your friends. But of course, it's their journey to be making these commitments to themselves. It's not yours to force them to do it. I will appreciate goodness in everyone to elevate to be better. Thank you so much, Dr. Subramanian. Fantastic. I'm going to pause the session here and let all of you to ask, share what came up for you and how this spoke to you, or ask any questions you wish. Yes, Jaita, you want to ask something? Say something? No? Anybody else? The more I'm, every session, Maha, why don't you speak up? More you speak and share, the more everyone will gain from it. Yeah, of course, Jaita, you can write. I will read it out. You can also write, all of you can write your questions or write your insights which you got from here. Fantastic. So, what ensures you stay committed? I mentioned this to you. Speak your commitment to someone else and speak your commitment to yourself. And the person that you have most control over is yourself. So, at least grow that better me every day. Something towards that better me. So, if someone said, I want to stay healthy, what do they do today to stay healthy? So, every day, make that one micro step to stay healthy. All of us are from IIT. So just a quick math is that if we can get 1% better every day, we will be 3.65x at the end of the year. And if you continue to compound it, it gets even more amazing by the end of the second year. So just one little thing, if we can stay, that itself will give us the power to stay on the journey, Jaita. So if you went and had that mother-daughter session with your mom sometime in the next 1 or 2 days. Just sat with her, had a cup of coffee or tea with her. It will inspire you to be present with your son. Once you're present with your son, then so you just take one step and you will feel more committed to the journey. So just take one and then do that. Don't overwhelm yourself with too much. But speak the commitment every day. That's I repeatedly say, I read the not just enough to read it, speak the commitment at least to yourself. That's the science of the mind. Okay, my insight is that you must look inward and outward simultaneously. Fantastic. Very good. Thank you, Rao. What is the most common mistake you see people make, Subha? Most common mistake people make, fantastic question, is that people are solving for outcomes. And when the outcomes do not happen, people give up. So I want to be present. I'll take a very simple example, Jaita. I want to be present for my son. The first session, it did not go the way it went. Therefore, I give up. So it is that is why I say it is a commitment to the action and not to the outcome. So that is what we need to stay with. And as long as we stay committed to the action, the outcome will come in time. Right? Sometimes it's not one session, we need 5 sessions, even with respect to our own health and well-being, or even mental health, right? So physical or mental. Okay. The question from Kaustub, attended Accelerate 2024 sessions online for 2 days through LifeWheel. Fantastic. I didn't understand the question, but perhaps there's an insight in that. Thank you. Focusing on achievements at the expense of family and friends leads to unhappiness, according to Professor Clayton. Thank you very much for that. I can only see you as iPhone, so thank you very much. Very difficult to decouple. I know, Jaita. I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult. That's why when someone asks what's the most common problem, this is the most common problem because it's difficult. But you just remind yourself of the commitment every day. Just remind yourself. and you will soldier on, right? Um, Expectation reduces the joy of action. Thank you, Dr. Subramaniam. Fantastic. Expectations are created by our mind with our limited knowledge, but perhaps there is something which will get opened up as we walk the path, right? So it's like saying, I have a strategy, but as I go into execution, I will fine tune my strategy. So I'm talking now in terms of business. That's the way it is, right? Everything that you assumed on strategy may not be the reality. Any other thoughts, questions, insights that you have from today? Are you feeling more committed to yourself? If you can turn off my spotlight, I will do that myself if possible, then I can see everyone. Kaustubh, anything from you? Mukund, anything from you? Go with the flow attitude. Thank you. Thank you, Venkat. Okay. Do you have something which inspires you for a better 2025? Do you have something that with which you can take a step? Yes, Nyan, Ranjan, you want to say something? Just turned on your video. Maya, you want to say something? How to work consciously in a career without distraction? So, Kaustu, this is a bigger question. Perhaps we'll have another session around this. But personally, I used to be a banker and a technology person for 30 years. Today, I work 7 days a week uh, in my new life. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this not because I want you to work harder, but I'm also equally present for my family and for my loved ones. So I'm not compromising on that either. Uh, it is important for us to make a connection between career and meaningfulness to us. What does the career mean to us? And through the career, what impact, meaningful impact are we creating? It is important to draw that connection. So it is not segregated that I have a career. Uh, at the very least, we have to draw that connection between that and your family, right? So that will help you, Kaustav. And also, don't make it too big, limit the scope of it, and then it will become easier for you to directly connect with. If you are working in an organization which has an impact on clients, whether it's B2B or B2C, go out and meet your clients and see what's happening there. That itself will draw more meaningfulness into your career. Don't just sit in office and be working with your colleagues. Yes, Dr. Subramanian. Yes, tiny atomic habits helpful. Very. Okay. Is happiness only a qualitative state or is it quantifiable? Yes, you can measure the level of oxytocin, dopamine, more importantly, also of adrenaline. So, adrenaline, at least you'll be able to measure your level of anxiety, your level of stress, um, and you will be able to see what your blood pressure is. You'll be able to see how your breathing is. You'll be able to see your physical well-being. So, you'll be able to measure it in multiple manner so that you're able to see that you feel better and you are better. Okay, so my own thing, Prakash, I can talk about people who have made educated career choices that it itself has made it meaningful. Not that they left the company, they were in the same company, but they were able to make clear choices which connected with what was meaningful to them. I have seen people's relationship with their family grow significantly. And in my own case, I have seldom fallen sick. I'm 60 years old, and I today remain as active and as energetic as I was 20 years ago. So for me, that is also one of the levels of benchmark that I have, right? How I feel. So Prakash, I hope I helped you. I can give more detailed specifics at some point of time. Uh, how can you disprove others who had bad mouth you so much? They could be seniors, they have backstabbed you, you are in the same organization. This is a tough one, Sridevi, but the question for us to stay with actually is we cannot control what others do or say. We cannot control how they think. We can only be repeatedly committed to what we can act with. However, having said that, if the environment is toxic, that is also something that we can be aware of as to why we continue to be present in that toxic environment. So you just question of if is it an individual or is the whole environment toxic? So we cannot change people, but we can be present with commitment for ourselves. And if I'm committed to myself, I just continue to soldier on. If they will get better in their time, I cannot control that. But if that is the environment I'm in, then that's a toxic environment. It's good to reflect, why am I staying here? How many commitments do you think can be pursued simultaneously? Not more than three, Jaita. Start with three. I'm going back to Dr. Subramaniam's point. Do not make too much. Like I said, I have made a very simple commitment. First commitment is being present for the community. Second commitment is to write a book. That's it. I have only two commitments, but they are significant. And then I have to do those micro, yeah. How can you keep reminding yourself of commitments? Well, good point. Read it to yourself every day. Or pass it to someone who will also point out to you, this is what you're committed to. So it's important to put it out there and put it in here, to borrow C.V. Rao's words. It is important. Commitment is important. To put it out there and put it in here repeatedly. It will happen. Trust me, just try it for the first 1 week. You all know where you can reach me on at least IITMAA We Care. You can post your question there or pass it to Rohan and he will post it. We can even have a follow-up session on this to see how you're doing on your journey. Would you like that? Since all of you are keeping quiet, maybe not. Yes. Good. Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, we can have a follow-up session to just see how you guys are doing, what challenges you're facing, or what has worked well, so people can also learn from each other. And I can also share some thoughts. Nishani, Rohan, should we close today's session? I hope you all found it useful.
Hi, Shubha. I'm Papia here.
Yes, Papia.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, so I think the session is going to close, right? Yeah,
Up to you.
so
I can stay on if you want.
let's see what our uh, participants they want. They have any questions to
Uh,
discuss?
so I just want to leave a word for Sri Lakshmi. Sri
Mhm.
Lakshmi, please feel free to reach out to me. Um, right, I'm happy to have a one-on-one conversation with you because I see your direct message, which I don't want to read out, but please feel free to reach out to me. Once a quarter check-in. Prakash, setting the bar. I'm happy to do that for you. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do that. Kapia,
Yeah,
you
so
take that
we can do a follow-up session regarding this as you discussed. Maybe after 2 weeks' time should be fine.
1 month.
1 month. Okay.
I'm okay with 2 weeks, but I think I'm happy to do 2 weeks also. But
Okay.
what do you all feel? 1 month better or 2 weeks better? If you think 2 weeks, I'm happy to do 2 weeks. 1 month.
Okay.
Okay. 1 month.
Okay. So sure. So next after 1 month we'll have another session to follow up. And I also shared the YouTube link to all the registered participants who have missed it. And thank you so much on behalf of IITMA. I would like to thank you, Suba, for this graceful, experience you shared with our alum, and also all the participants who joined this session and they invest their time. And I hope they will start a good year ahead.
Thank you, Bapi. I just want to finish up with one short story. This is also in response to Prakash's question. Um,
Mhm.
I had someone who had a relapse of cancer,
Okay.
and it is just through her sheer commitment to herself
Hmm.
of that she has come through this second phase very strong and powerful, and as a much better person than she entered that. So it's very real.
So only the positive things can help us to do lot of things, right?
That's right. So just stay committed to yourself, and I'll see you all in 1 month.
Sure, sure. I will fix another session after 1 month.
Thank you, Abhinav.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all the participants for their time.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good day and good weekend to you all.
Looking forward to seeing you all again.